Hello and welcome to my new video. Earth exploration and climate change is one of the overarching topics of this channel, and there's also a playlist covering this theme. Some time ago I had produced a video on methods how satellites can gather data in general. Then I found this editorial from the new phytologist covering satellite measurements of vegetation properties. This fits nicely into my playlist, and therefore here is the summary how satellite can measure a large number of properties from our forests and crops from space. The citation for the tutorial is in the comments to this video. So how is it possible to actually measure features of forests from space, from a distance of more than 20 kilometers minimum? The first method I want to introduce is LIDAR, light detection and ranging, which is the equivalent for the visible light range to radar. Runtime of laser signals can be measured very precisely, allowing very precise measurements of distances between satellites and trees. This way, various canopy measures are available, and measurements can also be translated into estimates of wood volume. Measurements of leaf areas are also possible, even for different levels of canopies. When looking at whole forests, canopy distribution is the most obvious parameter which can be assessed. Hyperspectral analysis, separate recording of light from different wavelength bands, is another very informative method providing information about many leaf properties like mass, area, age, pigment, nutrient, and water status. Red light is particularly important since it corresponds to chlorophyll fluorescence, solar-induced fluorescence, corresponding to photosynthetic activity. Similarly important is radiation from the infrared region, which corresponds to leaf temperatures. Leaf temperatures result from the interplay of air temperatures, light absorption, and transpiration, though they are intricately connected to leaf physiology. Microwaves, electromagnetic radiation of longer wavelengths when compared to light, are also used for assessing plants and provide information on plant biomass and water status. So, in summary, satellites measure a lot of important things about plants in general and trees in particular, from their current shape, stress and water status to photosynthetic activity. All these parameters are accessible from satellites, and although measurements are accompanied by considerable uncertainty, there are ways to cope with this. Some parameters, like biomass for example, can be measured independently by several approaches, decreasing uncertainty in these cases. But what is done with all this data? One important area are vegetation models. Models trying to predict the reaction of vegetation to certain changes, like example given climate change. Satellite measurements are addressing the same fields as these models, biomass, photosynthetic activity, etc., and they provide lots of data covering large areas. Therefore, satellite data ideally help in setting up and evaluating such models. What about the future of satellite vegetation data? Of all the points mentioned by the authors, I found one thing particularly interesting. Ground-penetrating radar might be able to provide root data. Surveys of the hidden half of plants from space. This really would mark a major achievement. Thanks for watching up to here. I hope it was interesting for you. While my main channel activity is currently focused on 3D modeling and on following daily science news, I will enlarge this playlist as well. I will do a few more videos on climate models, and I'm sure there will be more satellite stories to report here. See you then.